Hello lovely people, welcome back to the Farm of Free Warden. Today we are butchering a bunch of chickens, 62 plus some roosters from our egg laying batch. And we've got our brand new Feathermen Scolder right here. This thing, I'm hoping, will be awesome. I'm hoping it'll really speed up our butchering. Last year, the last 2 years, we've been so bogged down. The choke point in our entire operation is always the Scolder. It doesn't matter, you know, if one person is dedicated to the Scolder and nothing but the Scolder, you could maybe keep it going 95% of the time. We've got a rooster over there who's very upset that he's about to go bungee jumping. I'll turn you around here and... So we hang them to cut them and bleed them, and that's how that process goes. But they're doing the bungee jump right now. So I suppose if you had one person dedicated to just the Scolder and nothing but the Scolder, you'd have about a 95% uptime on the Scolder, because human error and all that. However, with this thing, hopefully it'll keep it at a fairly constant temperature between 145 to 150, and we'll be able to keep this going. We're gonna have to dial it in here a little bit because setting on the aquastat isn't 100% accurate. So I've got a backup thermometer. It's always good to have a backup to check, make sure that the temperature, whether you're incubating, whether you're scalding, whatever you're doing, always have something to back it up and to double check the thermostat on one thing, or the aquastat in this case, to a, this is just a meat thermometer, so we threw the probe down in the water. Anyway, this thing I'm hoping will be awesome. We definitely paid enough for this, and I'm not sponsored or anything by Feathermen, although if Feathermen's looking for a sponsor, I'm gonna give an honest review, and if it's worth it, we'd love to be sponsors, I guess. But all right, I will say this about Feathermen. I called them up and I told them we're having a problem with the aquastat. The thing just keeps heating the water up to, you know, it'll go up to 200 degrees. So they said, you know, they ran me through a couple troubleshooting things, not a big deal. I think the call took about a maximum of 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and that was including getting my information so that they could send me a new aquastat. And this thing wasn't really too hard to install. I basically took the old one out, put the new one in just as this one came, and this one is working. It is shutting on and off. I've just got to dial in the temperature now, so that's what we're working on. Anyway, you'll see all of this and more in action in the coming footage here. So grab a drink and a seat and enjoy watching us sweat and work in the hot Iowa sun. Here's a little tip for using these shrink bags. Don't tighten the zip tie down all the way. Leave a little hole there leave a little hole in the bag or in the opening. Don't completely submerge it, just dip it, shrink it down. Now you're gonna go back and tighten that zip tie the rest of the way after you've dipped your chickens. But that allows air out and you still have a nice clean bag with no holes in it. Some methods require you to cut a little hole right here. Well, then the water gets in. That's no good. Other methods tell you stick a straw in there, tighten your zip tie down on the straw, and then that'll allow you to dip it, right? And then you pull the straw out and tighten the zip tie down, but you don't even need a straw. Just don't tighten the zip tie down all the way. Hold your ends out like this to open that hole up, and you'll feel a little gust of air come out when you dip them. All right, folks, here to wrap up the butchering project. We are all done with all the chickens. We butchered about 62 altogether. We have several of them packaged as whole birds and a good number of them packaged as parts. So we've got quarters, breasts, wings, that kind of thing. We loved using this Feathermen Scolder. It worked out really great. It kept the temperature of the water fairly consistent, usually between about 45 degrees to 50 degrees, which is perfect. I like the 45 to 50 degree range for scalding the birds. We have a little bit more cleanup out here to do, but the kids were awesome and helped out with that a lot after the butchering. So that was really great of them. They have really, they've really picked it up, and they are pulling their weight a lot more, you know, and they've got 2 years on them now doing this. So it's just really fun to watch this kind of happen and to remember back to how the first butchering went and how apprehensive they were, or how incapable they were compared to how competent and capable they are now. They are all doing so much better than before, and I think you really got to look back in order to appreciate where you're at. So looking back, I really appreciate where we're at. I really appreciate where the kids are at. You know, in the end, it all turned out great. I wasn't really sure because there were a couple mistakes here and there made, but the mistakes we'll eat, and the rest of them, if anybody is looking for birds in the North Iowa area, we've got whole birds and we've got parted birds. They're very good. I just had some for dinner and I am full and satisfied. Very delicious, healthy, nutritious protein. These birds were out on pasture. We rotated them every day, so they are clean birds. They're not sitting around in their own junk, in their own waste. They're not sitting around eating it and, you know, all that gross stuff. So moving these birds around, they get nice fresh clean grass to eat and to sit on, to lay in. They get plenty of insects, they get plenty of sunshine, they get, you know, they're out there in the rain and the sun just experiencing life, the very good life, the short but good life that we give them. They are happy birds, just the happiest, the best life you can possibly give these birds. If you're gonna eat a bird, something that has a good life always tastes better. Let's run in the garage. I'll show you a little bit of what we got and our new label, which I think looks really, really awesome. All right, so here we have it. We've got some whole birds. There's an example of a whole bird right there. So they were butchered on June 5th. And this one weighs 5.9 pounds. So they all turned out to weigh about, well, probably average just over 5 pounds. So we'll just say an average of 5 pounds each, which is really awesome. Here we've got another freezer. It's got some other meats in there, but there's a lot of birds in there too. So we got freezers full of good, wholesome, natural, antibiotic-free, mRNA-free, vaccine-free, all the stuff free. No drugs, no chemicals, nothing unnatural ever. They're out there on the pasture. They're clean, they're healthy, they're delicious, What more could you want? All right, it's a little dark down here, but we do have meat that is still currently freezing. This just got parted out, bagged, and then labeled. So we've got some breasts here. That's 2.9 pounds. Let's see what else we've got. We've got some quarters here. These quarters are 3.35 pounds. And we've got some wings here. These are 12 wings to a bag, 1.4 pounds. So a couple quick things I want to talk to you about. We've got this drying rack that we've built and we used last year. It was like the last butchering that we did. We used this drying rack. It's just made out of PVC, corners, end caps, and some PVC pipe or tubing there, but it's been phenomenal. So you can kind of get a good look at it there. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, cut pieces all the same length, slap them together with these pieces here. You've got these T's, you've got these three-way elbows right here, and on the corners, and you've got these caps here that just keeps water from getting down in there. Water and you know, the chicken juices from getting down in there. Anyway, I go 2 wide and 5 long. That's the post, and then you just hang the chicken on there, right side up, and then when you're ready to bag it, it's super simple, super fast. You just put your bag over it and push it down over the chicken. It makes it so much faster to dry these things and to bag them. That's really the you know, the features is 10 birds can sit on it, but the benefit is they dry faster and they are super slick to bag when they're on this thing. We have been using these knives the entire time we've been butchering. This one specifically for chickens, it's a curved stiff boning knife. Okay, so it doesn't bend too much, it slightly bends. There you go, it's slightly bending there, but it's not very flexible. So I really like these for whether you're dispatching the bird, whether you're eviscerating the bird, whether you're cutting the bird up for pieces. These are so nice. They are Victorinox knives. We'll put a link in the description so that if you want any of these, you can get your very own knife. Knives, plural, is even better. And you've got one for the dispatch, one for the evisceration, and then of course after you're all done with that whole process, you can take them in and part your chickens out too. And then, of course, we've got my favorite skinning knife. My brother-in-law actually bought this for me for Christmas, so thank you to my brother-in-law. This is the Gero. It's made in Portugal. So this is a 4-inch skinning knife that is really awesome. This particular one, I've got 2 of them now, and I've used the other one. The other one works okay, but I actually really prefer this one just because of the shape of the blade, which is similar to my other one, but also the size of the blade. The size of this blade and the way that you can kind of work it as you're skinning the hide of an animal off. So I use this when I'm skinning sheep, and I use this when we're skinning rabbits. Actually, Mrs. Freewarden does that all the time. She's our master rabbit skinner, and she uses this knife. And anything that we gotta skin, we use one of these knives. And I tell you what, you might not think it matters, you might not think it makes that much of a difference, but it really does. So, link in the description for this knife as well. Go check them out. Take it with a grain of salt, but I tell you what, these are the 2 knives that we use. If you're looking for a good skinning knife, a good boning knife, a good butchery knife, both of these knives, and we use it for everything. Chicken, quail, we use it for rabbit, we use this for sheep. Both of these knives, for anything that has a hide, we use it for steer, so everything from a little itty bitty quail to a great big old steer. These knives are the bomb. I love them. Victorinox is a great brand, and I've found that Gero, I think that's how you pronounce it, made in Portugal. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong there, but Gero is also a really fantastic knife as well. One more item to share with y'all. This thing right here. This is our chicken plucker. We have used it for, this is our 3rd season now, and it's still going strong. I mean, we have put this through the gauntlet. It has plucked so many birds, hundreds if not over 1,000 birds already, and I have been nothing but pleased with it. It has never had a problem. It has never not done the job unless we force it to try to do something it shouldn't. We can pluck up to 2 birds with it, and it is phenomenal. Every once in a while you can find them on sale, but they are worth the price. Even if they're higher than, it's not a super expensive plucker. It's a stainless steel plucker. It's just really good. It's worth whatever you got to pay for it to get your hands on one of these. I know that there's bigger, badder ones out there that they're quite a bit more expensive. You can pay $2,000 plus for a good chicken plucker, but this has done a phenomenal job. It's worth its weight in gold as far as I'm concerned, and we're not giving up on it. And if it breaks down, I'm buying another one. So check all those things out in the description, and thank you for all of your support. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. It'll really help out, and leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise. And we're always happy to hear from you, and we do try to reply. We do try to read every single comment and reply when we can. Y'all take care, stay safe, hug somebody, God bless. Everything is going to be okay. Peace.